Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the best Reddit answers being read to you. Enjoy! What terrified you as a kid that isn't scary now? Asking my grandpa a question. Man, was he intimidating to talk to as a kid. Now I love talking to him when I can. That's awesome that he's still around for you to talk to, then. I wish I'd talked to both of my grandpas more. Paint? I thought if you got it on you it would never come off since it never came off of the walls. It never came off of the walls. My apartment begs to differ. And my Tesla. Seriously, what are they using in their paint? There was a huge abandoned windmill in our neighborhood that once pumped water from the river. At random, the windmill blades would start to turn at night, never in the day. As kids that used to hang out nearby, it felt like the windmill was haunted as it came to life at dark hours. Probably a result of the metal cooling down after a day in the sun. Who are you so wise in the ways of science? Running up the basement stairs after turning off the light. JK, that poop is still terrifying. I'm 35 and I still do this. If someone says they don't, I'm pretty sure they're lying. We all know as soon as the lights go out, the mobs spawn. That worms would come out of my shower head. A snake would come out of the toilet and bite me while I was sitting on it. Especially in the middle of the night. I still check. I'm 32. I still check behind the shower curtain anytime I'm in a bathroom, my own, a friend's house, family's, a hotel, doesn't matter. The one time I don't check is the one time an axe murderer will be hiding there and I'm not putting myself at risk to pretend I'm brave enough to pee without checking first. The video for Michael Jackson's Thriller. The very last scene where it appeared to be just a dream and Michael's looking normal, but then he turns around and stares at you with the werewolf eyes. That terrified me, and that laugh. My God, that laugh. It was Vincent Price's laugh. He was kind of a juggernaut of 1950s and 60s B horror movies. Flushing the toilet. Did you watch those bizarre commercials with the talking toilet in the early 90s that scared you as a kid too? No, I watched Stephen King's It and I realize all pipes go to the same place, and if he could come out of the drain and the shower then he can also come out of the toilet. That's legitimate too. The Beast from the Sandlot. Freaked me out back then. But now that I can see how low budget the dog looks, still an amazing movie by the way, I find it a bit less scary. Once I realized the kids were scared of a dog, I was so confused. As soon as I could hop fences I was jumping into yards to play with dogs. I have no idea how I'm alive. When I was a kid, for many years I had only seen the first half of the movie or so I didn't see the scene where the dog chases the kid through town. So I just assumed the beast was like a lion or something. Something genuinely terrifying. I saw the full movie when I was maybe 9 or 10 and saw it was just a dog and had no idea why I was supposed to be scared. Thunderstorms. I used to hide under the covers and could only run from the room between flashes. Now I will sit at the window and watch. I love a good thunderstorm now. All it took was a, very weird, 9-ish-year-old me to stand at the window during a big storm and yell things like, "Is that all you've got?" Yeah. Kinda like Lieutenant Dan, but before I ever saw Forrest Gump. When I was a teenager I was home alone a lot, so when it would storm I'd run over to the neighbors. However, they never let anyone in their house, so he'd stand outside, in the storm with me, so I wasn't alone. Stay in a house where I'm dry alone, or stand out in it. Yeah, I wasn't the smartest kid sometimes. The Bermuda Triangle, I've encountered it a lot lost than I thought I would have. Same goes for quicksand. Rattlesnakes in ancient temples. Stop, drop and roll. Bees and wasps. To be honest I still prefer they don't buzz around me, but when I was little I remained a safe 5 meters away from them. A bee landed on me while I was outside today. I just stayed calm and didn't move much and he went along on his way. Meanwhile, wasps. I'm still terrified of wasps. I've only been stung once. It was by a bee in 4th grade when I was sitting down listening to the teacher. I wasn't moving in the slightest, but that little duck still stung me. Over a decade later I'm still terrified of them. Jesus randomly showing up during dinner. I thought he'd use the door. Clearly I was raised to fear the wrath of God. I have a reoccurring dream showing the second coming and I'm not ready. Scares the crap out of me. Most likely to me falling out of my religion. My grandmother's wallpaper at night. Every time I have a ghost dream, it's always in my grandma's house, and always in the room with the rose wallpaper. No idea why. The dark. Just kidding, I'm still a little witch. I had to sleep with a nightlight or hall light or TV on my whole life. Then I just stopped. And now it can never be dark enough. I love hotels. The movie Jeepers Creepers. I found the creeper much scarier before we even saw its face. Like it was just some deranged person collecting people's body parts and making a human quilt out of their skin. Instead it's just some demon-like creature that collects body parts to replace his own. Also alarming, but I guess I run into more deranged people than demons on the regs. A straight row of fully grown trees. Grew up in the desert. Trees were around but not packed densely and were mostly palo verde trees or palm trees. But there was a row of trees that looked like what I consider most would imagine typical trees look like. And that one row of trees was also in close proximity to a large prison. My brother told me that's where Mr. Boogedy lived and where the escaped murderers would hide when they'd break out of prison. Oh yeah, did I mention we had a guy break out of prison and murder the town librarian when I was a kid? So, yeah. Tree lines. What would have been your answer or question? Leave it in the comments below. Slap that like and subscribe button for more, and check out the link in the video description for even more answers. Peace out, and catch you in the next video.